Oh, welcome back to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse, Really Weird Cinema Edition. Now I'll take you back to 1985 for a film you probably never fucking heard of, The Treasure of the Amazon. Starring Stuart Whitman as Gringo, John Ireland as a priest, Donald Pleasance as a Nazi, Bradford Dillman as a helicopter pilot. Let's see, Amelio Fernandez as the Jefe of a whole country. Who else was in this fucking thing? This is like a who's who of the Central Unemployment Casting Line. Let's see. Ann Sidney as the femme fatale. And none other than Hugo Stiglitz, because it's a Rene Cardona Jr. film, and it wouldn't be a Rene Cardona Jr. film without Hugo Stiglitz. And, I have it from reliable sources that Quentin Tarantino whacks off regularly to this film. So anyway, it's a really mishmash and a who's of what going on. Gringo was in the jungle with five other people who got killed by Hibaro headhunters, and they show the guys getting killed and their heads getting sawed off and shrunk. And it's pretty graphic. So he sort of knows where some diamonds are, and the Nazi is looking for gold and has this woman with her who used to be the wife of the Jefe, Amelio Fernandez. So everybody's looking for treasure, and Amelio, of course, is looking for his payoff because he's the local tax collector too. So there's these two other dirtbags, Jorge Luke and Pedro Armendariz Jr., who are also looking for the gold. And this helicopter pilot, Bradford Dillman, and another guy, and the girl, Ann Sidney, who find some diamonds along with some dismembered corpses who were obviously victims of the headhunters. So there's a lot of fucked up shit, and it starts off with this native trying to rip off Gringo and getting his finger cut off for his trouble, which lays on the deck twitching. Then he gets pissed off, and Gringo throws him overboard to be eaten by crocodiles and piranhas. Well, that set the stage. There's a lot of big snakes roaming around in this film that aren't really native to the area, or whatever the fuck the area was. And there's also a big marine iguana walking around that isn't native to the area. But there's a lot of crocodiles, a lot of piranhas and shit like that. There's some confrontations down the way. They find the diamonds, but Gringo has his own little stash hidden somewhere. And basically there's a falling out between the two partners who basically Pedro ties Jorge up and leaves him in a cave to be eaten by fucking killer crabs. Yeah, that's what I mean. Of course, they go back. They've gone through swamps and all this other shit. Pedro decides that being that, him and Gringo are now partners, that he gets to rape the woman, and that doesn't go over well. Stuart Whitman beats the shit out of him. But when he's about to get killed, the woman, Ann Sidney, picks up a rifle and blows Pedro away. Of course, Gringo helps himself to Pedro's stash of diamonds. So they go back, and of course, the Nazi has done some shit, and also he kills the girl that was with him and pushes her into the fucking piranha-infested water so he can get by with the gold he just stole. He's stopped by Amelio, who questions what he's doing, and he says, well, I'm just taking sand for research samples. Well, Amelio slices open the bag, and gold nuggets fall out, and Amelio goes, I don't like to be lied to. And then they cut to the scene, and they go back, and they got Gringo and the woman, and Amelio goes, did you find any gold? And he goes, no. He goes, before I ask you this question again, let me show you something. And they show the Nazi hanging up with a hook through his mouth. So he goes, no, I didn't find any gold. And then the woman goes, oh, tell him. And he goes, I found this. And he shows him the diamonds he had taken off the two dead guys, which Amelio sorts through and throws him a little token. And he goes, here's your share. The rest goes for taxes. So they missed the whole deal that he had rolled up his other diamonds and shoved them in the barrel of the shotgun. Of course, he's dumb enough to show them to the woman, who steals what she thinks is the diamond. The helicopter pilot finds the ship that she's on, goes down. She jumps in him and blows off Gringo like, fuck you. And she's up there and she pulls out what she thinks of the diamond, and they are sand. She can still see Gringo where he basically pulls out the thing which he got smart enough to hide and shows that he has the diamonds. The film is all over the fucking map. It seems like the cast was plucked from the Central Casting Unemployment Line. But again, it's a Rene Cardona film, and it's supposedly, shot in the Amazon, but I'm thinking some parts of the Mexican jungle or something like that. Is it interesting? Shit, yeah. I mean, you got enough fucking people in there to make it interesting. Of course, Amelio, was a legend down there, and even in the credits, he's known as Amelio El Indio Fernandez. So he was huge down there, as I have said before, as an actor and a director in Mexican movies. So, is it worth looking at? Yeah, definitely. They say it's almost, an Indiana Jones ripoff, but it's not. It's not technically advanced as that. It's, shot in the jungle with some really decent fucking actors who look like they're lost in this thing. So, that's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Above all, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.